Picture this. Turquoise water lapping a quiet shoreline, palm-shaped shadows stretching over a porch, salty air drifting through an open window, and a mortgage payment under $900. You'd swear this was Grand Cayman. It's Alabama. While everyone's burning $4,000 on Caribbean flights, 6 towns are quietly hiding that exact view, and almost nobody outside these zip codes knows they exist. Yet, here's the part nobody in real estate wants you thinking about. You don't have to choose between affordable and actually beautiful. That trade-off is the lie. Somewhere between Florida's overpriced coastline and landlocked flyover towns, Alabama built something almost nobody talks about. Real coastal beauty at prices that make Zillow look broken. It's not a fluke, it's a pattern, and it's still wide open. Quick thing before we start the list. I'm not selling real estate. I'm not sponsored by any of these towns, and I have zero reason to hype them, except that the numbers are genuinely wild. So if hidden, underpriced, how does nobody know this housing content is your thing, subscribe now, because by entry 3, you're going to want to see where the rest of this channel goes.
Number 6 is Fairhope, Alabama, and before you assume sleepy southern town, picture this. Bluffs overlooking Mobile Bay, sailboats drifting past at sunset, bougainvillea spilling over garden walls. It looks like a postcard from Martinique. Median home price, around $410,000. Steep for Alabama, but half of what a comparable Bayview property costs in actual Caribbean-adjacent markets like Naples or Sarasota. Here's what nobody tells you. Fairhope isn't cheap by Alabama standards. It's the gateway drug. Entry, the one that proves the concept before the real bargains show up later in this list. Rent for a 1-bedroom near the bluff runs about $1,300. Healthcare access is solid with a regional medical center 15 minutes out, and remote workers are already flooding in, pushing prices up 22% since 2021. A local put it bluntly on Reddit. Fairhope used to be the town nobody outside Baldwin County could find on a map. Now it's the town nobody outside Baldwin County can afford. That's the twist. Fairhope proves Alabama has real Caribbean-grade beauty, but it also proves that once people notice, the window closes fast. You get the sailboat sunsets, the bay breeze rolling through live oaks, the tourists mistaking it for somewhere tropical. What you don't get anymore is the hidden gem pricing that made this list possible in the first place. So if Fairhope is entry 6, already discovered, already climbing, picture what happens with the town still flying under the radar, because number 5 isn't just prettier, it's the one where the price tag hasn't caught up to the view yet, and locals are quietly hoping this video doesn't exist. Comment Team Fairhope if you'd pay the premium for the polish, or hard pass if you want the raw, undiscovered version, because that's exactly what's coming next.
Number 5 is Dauphin Island, Alabama. And this one skips straight past picture this because you'll see it before I even finish the sentence. White sand dunes, sea oats bending in the wind, pelicans gliding low over water so clear it looks Bahamian. Median home price sits around $290,000. Rentals near the beach run $1,100 for a modest 1-bedroom. That's not a typo. Here's what nobody tells you. Dauphin Island is technically a barrier island, which means insurance costs are the honest flaw nobody mentions in the glossy listing photos. Flood coverage alone can run $2,000 to $4,000 a year depending on elevation. Infrastructure is thin too. 1 grocery store, 1 clinic. Everything else is a bridge drive to Mobile. But here's the trade. No HOA breathing down your neck, no zoning board dictating your dock, and a genuine, slower-paced salt air lifestyle that people pay 6 figures more for in the actual Caribbean. A Redditor summed it up perfectly. Dauphin Island is what happens when nobody develops a beach town for 40 years by accident. That's the honest deal. You're not getting Fairhope's polish. You're getting raw, undeveloped, genuinely tropical-feeling land at a price that assumes nobody's watching. And nobody is. Yet. If you thought Fairhope's rising prices were the warning sign, wait until you see what's happening at number 4, because that's where this list stops being charming Alabama town and starts being actual market anomaly nobody in real estate wants to explain. Comment Team Dauphin if raw beats polished, or hard pass if you need a grocery store closer than 15 minutes, because entry 4 is about to make that trade-off look easy.
Number 4 is Point Clear, Alabama. Technically part of Fairhope's shoreline, but this is the version most people driving through never even see. Spanish moss draping over century-old oaks, a pier stretching a quarter-mile into Mobile Bay, sunsets that turn the whole shoreline gold. It reads like a private resort in the Turks and Caicos. Median home price, roughly $520,000 for waterfront. But here's the twist. Inland, half a mile back, prices drop to $260,000 for the same bay access via community easements. That gap is what nobody tells you. Point Clear isn't one market, it's two markets wearing the same zip code. One priced for tourists who never do the math, and one priced for locals who know exactly where the easements are. Most out-of-state buyers never find the second market because it's not on the big listing sites. It's word of mouth, local agents, and patience. Healthcare and infrastructure ride on Fairhope's coattails, so you get small-town charm with actual medical access nearby, a rare combination. One local broker put it plainly, people pay double because they don't know they're allowed to ask for the cheaper version. That's the pattern. The closer you look at these towns, the more you realize the sticker price isn't the real price. It's the price for people who didn't do their homework. And if a hidden pricing tier inside one town surprised you, number 3 is about to show you an entire town most Alabamians themselves have never heard of, because this is where the list stops being affordable Caribbean vibes and starts becoming, how is this legal? Comment Team Point Clear if you'd hunt for the inland deal, or hard pass if waterfront or nothing is your rule, because 3 is about to test that rule.
Number 3 is Bayou La Batre, and if you've never heard of it, that's exactly the point. This is the town most Alabamians drive past without knowing it exists, tucked south of Mobile, where working shrimp boats dock beside water so still it mirrors the sky. It doesn't look staged like Fairhope. It looks like a real fishing village in the Bahamas, weathered docks and all. Median home price, around $140,000. Rentals dip below $800. Here's what nobody tells you. This isn't a hidden gem by accident. It's hidden because the local economy is fragile. It's built almost entirely on the seafood industry, which means hurricanes and shrimp prices can swing the whole town's fortunes overnight. This is the honest flaw. You're not just buying a house here, you're buying into a one-industry economy that survived hits before but isn't bulletproof. Still, a local Redditor said it best. We don't get tourists because tourists want a gift shop. We just have boats and good water. That's the trade. No polish, no marketing budget, no Instagram reputation, just genuinely tropical scenery at a price that assumes the town stays invisible. That fragility is also the opportunity. Buyers who understand the risk and move in anyway are getting waterfront access at a fraction of anywhere else on this list, and the town knows it, which is exactly why nobody's advertising it. If Bayou La Batre already feels like a secret, wait for number 2, because that's where this list stops being about individual towns and starts revealing a pattern almost nobody in Alabama real estate is willing to say out loud. Comment Team Bayou if fragile but cheap wins, or hard pass if you need economic stability, because 2 changes that calculation entirely.
Number 2 is Bon Secour, Alabama. And picture this, cypress trees rising straight out of still glassy water. Egrets standing motionless in the shallows, salt marsh stretching to the horizon under a sky that looks lifted from a Belize postcard. Median home price sits around $210,000, with waterfront lots dipping as low as $95,000 when they surface. Here's what nobody tells you. Bon Secour stays this cheap because of zoning and floodplain restrictions that make large-scale development genuinely difficult. That's the honest flaw. Permits are slow, building is complicated, and big developers mostly walk away. But that same restriction is the loophole. Developers can't flip this land into subdivisions, so prices never catch up to the scenery. And buyers who understand the process get waterfront access most of coastal Alabama has already priced out. Healthcare and groceries are a 15-minute drive toward Gulf Shores, so you're not fully isolated, just far enough that tourists don't bother. A local surveyor put it bluntly in a community forum. Everybody wants beachfront, nobody wants to deal with the permits behind it. That's the whole secret. That's the pattern hiding underneath this entire list. The towns that look Caribbean and stay affordable aren't lucky, they're inconvenient to develop. And inconvenience in real estate is the closest thing to a permanent discount. If Bon Secour's quiet water surprised you, wait for number 1, because it's not just another town. It's the place that made me stop scrolling listings and actually drive out to see it myself. And it reframed everything you've just watched.
Comment Team Bon Secour if you navigate the permits yourself, or hard pass if you need it move-in ready, because number 1 is where this list stops being charming and starts being almost unbelievable.
Number 1 is Coden, Alabama, sitting right on the Mississippi Sound, and this is the town that made me actually stop scrolling real estate listings and start driving out to see for myself. No filter needed. Cypress-lined bayous, shrimp boats swaying at anchor, water that shifts turquoise at low tide. It doesn't just resemble the Caribbean. Locals who've traveled to Belize and the Bahamas have said on record it's uncannily close. Median home price under $130,000. Waterfront lots, when they surface, list for $80,000 to $110,000. Here's what nobody tells you. Coden barely shows up in MLS searches because most listings here get sold locally, word of mouth, before they ever hit Zillow. That's not a conspiracy. It's just a town too small for algorithms to notice, which means the buyer leverage here is real. Cash offers move fast, agents are flexible on price because there's so little competition bidding them up, and sellers are often more interested in finding someone who'll actually live there than squeezing out max value. The honest flaw, infrastructure is minimal. One general store, a 20-minute drive to real groceries. Internet is improving but inconsistent. Remote workers, check before you commit. A longtime resident said it plainly in a local Facebook group, nobody's coming to save Coden, and that's exactly why it's still ours. That's the whole pattern this entire list has been building toward. Every town on here stayed beautiful and affordable specifically because nobody came looking. The moment that changes, so does the math. The irreversible truth, it's not that Alabama got cheaper, it's that everyone stopped looking at Alabama at all, and the water didn't get the memo. Comment Team Coden if you'd take the leap, or hard pass if you need Wi-Fi guaranteed, because what I'm about to tell you next is the one thing almost nobody watching videos like this ever hears.
Before you go, here's the one thing almost nobody making these videos tells you. Every town on this list sits just outside Zillow radius. Pricing algorithms rank listings by search volume and nearby comparisons, so towns without a Target or Starbucks basically become invisible to the models, even when the land itself is stunning. That's not geography, that's software. The real strategy? Stop searching city names. Search by proximity instead. 20 minutes from expensive coastal city. That habit surfaces towns like these before they ever trend because you're bypassing the algorithm's blind spot instead of competing inside it. The coastline didn't get less beautiful, the map just stopped paying attention. If this changed how you see affordable, subscribe, because next time we find the next place nobody's searching for yet.